So there's these concepts like inclusion, fairness, diversity, and accessibility that have become quite common in our everyday. We see them in the design and planning of various different products, events, buildings, spaces, initiatives, legislation, policies. Designers sometimes criticize that adopting these inclusive practices have no business case, that they sacrifice aesthetics, that they stifle creativity. And so these criticisms make it so that the uptake today of inclusive design is quite threatened. But recently, with lockdowns and different social equity movements, we've realized that a lot of the criticism that existed before is actually being dethroned, and all of these old normal ways of practicing design are quite obsolete. I'm going to restart that thing because I shouldn't be saying that. And so it's this really novel and critical opportunity to actually engage with inclusive design, especially since its standards and its ways of thinking are obviously shifting. So this research is a grounded theory approach, where it's this loop between practice and theory, and developing a hypothesis about what's actually going on in inclusive design in practice. So it starts with this nebulous theoretical landscape about inclusive design that touches on things like feminist design, queer theory design, supernormal, universal, participatory design, practices that mix together. And so when you try to distill what's in there, then you start picking out these little categorizations that come up sort of everywhere. And that's what is really critical about this research, and that's what I want to try to find, in that what are these overarching practices, or what are these overarching characteristics, and then how are they manifesting in practice, and not just then, but right now with lockdown and with these social equity movements, and then how is it going to look in 6 months? Are we going to maintain all of these new practices that we've come up with, or are they just going to go back to the normal ways of designing? And it's re-questioning what it actually means to be fair, what it actually means to be inclusive, what it actually means to be accessible, and it's giving companies, it's giving individuals a chance to make those new adventures into the unknown and rewrite those standards and rethink what they mean and re-engage with what's going on. And maybe we'll actually get the chance to, possibly make mistakes, but at least we'll be moving towards something. And it's not going to be an easy management. And so through these observations, it's going to be a back and forth with the existing factors, or the ones that are proposed, and what's going on in practice. So this back and forth to finally come up with these clear indicators of what's going on in inclusive design and a depiction of what these new normal practices of design look like.